On today's show, we've said it for a while, the idea of cheerleaders has become antiquated. And it all starts right here in Washington, D.C. Is Dan Snyder going to be forced to sell the Redskins? Belly thinks so, and we all couldn't be happier. Plus, we've got movies that are going to be gone in 30 years. That's right, folks. It's all these Netflix and HBO series that are ruining your movie experience, even though they've got $5 movies on Tuesdays throughout all AMC theaters. Plus, coordinators who suck, and Belly's mad for some reason. His ass is chapped. We'll get to all of that. It's all coming up next, so strap it on, folks, because it's time for Lucdogg in the morning.
Lucdogg in the morning.
You're my boy! And now,
That's all you want. I'm the one who's gonna be on TV.
from TTR Studios,
I can't quite remember how that one goes. I gotta admit, I'm a little high.
no biggie, I'm cool. It's Lucdogg in the morning.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Skater D.
Hey, I'm John Charles Meyer, producer of Dave Made a Maze.
Hey, what's up? This is Scott Ladati, author of Play the Devil, and you are listening to Lucdogg.
Lucdogg. Lucdogg.
This is Andy fucking Cruz from SiriusXM 415, and you're listening to Lucdogg in the morning.
#1 podcast in the world. Yeah, boy.
Welcome back, folks. Oh, we've got a fun one for you guys today. We've been dying to talk about this, and Belly woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Let's go. Welcome to the show, my wonderful friends. Thank you for joining us on a fantastic Friday. I am joined, of course, by my brother from another mother. He is Matty Potts in the Santa Monica newsroom.
Greetings and salutations. Sorry, I was trying to hop in on that, because we have this 1 second delay. It's always kind of tricky timing.
Yeah, but you handle it like a champ, dude. He is now Daddy Potts. But we've got Matt LaBelle. Belly is across the way. What's up, dude?
What's up? Good to be here as always.
Is it for you? Are you going to hold it down?
Of course I am. I'm always, when lights turn on,
ready to go.
ready to go.
Love it. All right, and of course, Braxton Blue is here in studio. He'll join us in a second. He's got some switching to do, so he's not on the microphones yet. Brax, you just stay focused. Go ahead.
What's up,
We're very excited to have him, too. So thank you guys for joining us. All right, here's the deal. This is what happens on a regular basis, and it chaps my ass, and I always get on Belly. I say, stop doing this. But I understand it now. I understand what's going on. And it all starts from me puking at 4 o'clock in the morning. So here's what happened. Potts, I was struggling last night. I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning. Belly heard me, came out and was like, is somebody here? Is it you?
I had a bat in hand. You didn't realize that.
Did you really?
Of course. I'm going to knock the hell out of somebody that walks in this house. I've got the steel bat right behind the door.
Because
ready to go
how common is it for me to be up and moving around at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Not.
Ever.
It's not.
I have not seen 4 in the a.m. in a long time.
Unless for some particular reason you're sleeping on the couch.
Well, that's well said.
Was this one of those days where you went to bed at 7:30 and said you were just taking a nap?
No, it's not. And I'll tell you what happened. But to preface this, I want to tell you first what drives me crazy, but I understand it now. So here's the deal. I spend a lot of time and money on this studio.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you guys are appreciative of it. That's all I've ever asked. I don't ask you, and I'm talking about Belly and Potts and Brax. I don't ask them for their money, and I don't want to. I just hope they appreciate it, and I know they do. This has kind of been my baby, and I'm just so glad that I get to do it with them because it makes it so much better for me to do it with friends and people who are good at this, and also friends and cool as shit that I would get beers with. So that's the beauty of it. But it's funny because Belly likes to come in here as he wakes up typically around 9:30, sometimes even like 9:45, and we go live at 10. And his first comments this is the first thing he sees, is me, who's been up already since 8 o'clock in the morning, doing all kinds of God knows what, fixing the studio, setting things up.
It is different every single time we walk in here.
It's very true.
Never the same.
And that's got to be, is that annoying?
Yeah, a lot. because nothing is ever in the same place. Something new is, and usually, and obviously, I'm only finding out like 30 minutes before showtime.
So if I wanted to be a dick, I'd be like, hey, if you wanted to like spend some time in here with me, you could. But I don't ask you guys to do that. So I just do whatever I want to do, and then yeah, you're right. It's like they just walk into a bombshell every single time we come to do a show. And so what Belly likes to do, which drives me nuts, is he'll walk in, and I understand now he feels that frustration of seeing something new because he's the one running. Him and Brax are the ones running the behind-the-scenes stuff. They need to know what's going on, too. So he'll walk in at 9:40. We're live in 20 minutes. I've been working on it for an hour and 40, and he'll be like...
All right, now I got to process 3 new screens.
Yeah, but that's what's going through his head. But the comment that I hear, the first comment that I hear is, why don't you just make it like this? Why don't you just put this over here?
Well, yeah.
Why don't you just do this? And I'm just like, hey, I've been working on this since 8 o'clock in the morning. You rolled out of bed, and the first comment you make instead of like, wow, this looks awesome, this is
also,
great.
good morning, sir. It's
yeah,
good
instead
to
of
see
good
you.
morning, good to see you, it's just, why is this camera over here now? Why don't you just set it up over here?
It looks great. It looks great in here, sir.
Damn,
I can't see
dude.
the stream health right now, but you know what? Maybe that's better for me.
Yeah, that's probably a better thing. No, we need to get in that. So why don't you lock in there? I need you to get in the social media launch so you can pipe them in.
Sure.
So if you could do that, that'd be great. But the whole point that I'm bringing this in, and everybody at the social media launch, hello, good morning. And thank you for joining us on channel TTR Studios on YouTube. That's how you get in the social media lounge. You just subscribe to our YouTube channel, TTR Studios, and then hop into the live stream, and you can chat along with the live viewers. And that is our social media lounge that drives the train. But Potts, Belly last night got home at what time?
3 a.m. Maybe a little later. Probably like 3:15.
Braxton Blue has not been to his house since he left our last show. 48 hours. He's wearing the same clothes. I wish we had a camera on him. Yeah, Brax, explain yourself.
Yeah, that's all true. That's
so,
all true.
Have you ever had to work a job or do something important on like 4 or 5 hours sleep? Like, what's your mindset?
Yeah, all the time.
And you don't mind?
I went to my first day of real work ever, very hungover, without my phone.
How'd you do?
I did well. Luckily, my boss wasn't there for my first day, so it was just me and Rachel chilling. Shout out Rachel for keeping it real. But, yeah.
Well, okay, so Potts, very good. Thank you, Brax. Potts, you work 3 jobs, 6 jobs. You own your own business. You're at a nightclub until 6 o'clock in the morning. You usually, end up at the lady's house. You probably end up with not a lot of sleep before you do these shows. And I just, now,
cut it out.
Is that right? I mean, are you usually doing this on like 4 or 5 hours?
I mean,
he has to get up at 7 a.m. What is it, 6 something your time?
I get up at 6. I went to bed a little after midnight. That's about as much as I'll push it, like 6 hours of sleep,
right.
And that still makes me cranky as hell. But yeah, I mean,
how do you think you would be performing on this show if you were on 3 hours of sleep?
I mean, really, really bad.
So I want you guys to all appreciate right now, and that's the whole reason I'm driving at this.
Hold up, time out.
I want you to appreciate Belly for the fact that he is typically, when you see him locked in the way he is, what's your average night's sleep before a show like this? I would say what?
If I have closed the night before and I'm there at work till 3 a.m.
How many hours do you think you got of sleep before this show?
Average. Just at 5.
I would say 5. I was going to say 5.
There are times where it's like 3.
This guy he goes to bed at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you got to unwind sometimes.
And I understand
for sure.
So is that let's do that for a second. Can you just get home from a shift and just go to bed?
No.
Is there anybody who can?
It's different now. So last 2 weeks I've cut out a lot of caffeine. Usually my caffeine intake is 100% all the time every day.
It's too much.
The last 2 weeks, I've cut Red Bull, and I'm only drinking coffee from time to time.
It's really good, man.
Just to kind of ease myself off of the caffeine kick. So last night, I was dog tired.
Yeah.
Like, by the time I was, like, getting home, I was ready to pass out.
Yeah, I can imagine. And I don't understand how now. So now, folks, what I'm driving at is I now understand what Belly goes through. And I totally get why your first comment usually is, well, why don't you just do that? Because you're not even awake.
No.
You're not even here, dude. I appreciate, and I am just so, like, blown away at your ability to do the show, run the stuff behind the scenes. I mean, he produces a quality professional broadcast on 5 hours of sleep on average, and I know that because last night I got out at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I just ate way too much. I overate. I had all this pasta. I had like 2 candy bars. I was drinking a soda before. Like this is all within like 6 hours of going to bed. And
he
for me,
binges from time to time.
I do. I get into a mode where I just like I've been doing better at like not.
You've been eating late and then going
what kind
right.
of candy
You
bars?
eat and then go right to bed.
Well, if you really want to do this, I mean, I have every now and then. Yes, I do decorate the Christmas tree, and I've been doing that with the GBs my whole life. Everybody knows what a GB is, right?
Gravity bong?
Yeah. The problem is that messed you up, man. That'll knock you out. Brax, what would happen if you took a GB right now?
It'd probably do me pretty well.
Get him out of the negative.
Yeah, get me back to level.
Potts, when's the last time you took a GB?
College?
1980.
Seriously? Like decades. Yeah.
I wonder if we can do something with Braxton Blue here. What do you got? Get on the microphone.
I just showed Belly. My my streetwear and skateboarding brand is actually...
Oh, G-Spot is on the shelves at Fairfax Surf Shop.
Yes,
and
it is.
So if you want to check out the G-Spot brand, that is Braxton Blue's brand. I want to stay on topic here, so pull that up. What do you got?
Check this out.
We can't see this in the camera. So this is what I want you to do in this situation. We're going to learn on air right now.
Radio description.
Can you do that on the TV so everyone can see it? Just pull it up on the internet.
Well, it's a saved Snapchat. Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good deal. Well, show us later because that's not good radio. But that is awesome.
True.
And check his stuff out at Fairfax Surf
the shirt
Shop.
has something on the back of it
That says...
That's Grav's.
Oh, it's a gravity bong. Nice.
It's a GB.
Nice.
Get it? G-Spot.
All right,
brand,
let's see if you can do
GBs.
this. Go over to... Pull up on that screen. We're going to do this for you guys. I want to show you guys Seth Rogen taking a gravity bong hit.
Oh, that sounds fun.
All right, so here's what I want you to do. Brax, pull up the internet. Very good. On there, go to YouTube and try to find Seth Rogen glass reverse gravity bong. Okay?
Good Lord.
Good luck. Go on your goose hunt, and we will see what happens. Now, the reason I'm telling you guys this is because a gravity bong hit is going to crush.
I just realized you can't type on there without switching the screen.
That's awesome.
That sucks. He's so.
Go ahead and tell the people.
So
there it
for
is.
what's
All right,
going
no,
on right
hold on,
now
hold on.
for-
So go ahead now. Hit D. Desktop. There you go. Now show the people. Hit play. Go on to the other. Yeah, just hit play. All right. So we'll just check this out. So Potts, what we're looking at is Seth Rogen hitting a reverse glass gravity bong right now. His dog
Oh my
is.
God, that looks awesome.
Oh, it's unreal. Belly, describe it.
So it looks like just a big pill bottle,
Right.
with one side that was empty, full of air, and the other side full of water. And then he rotates it
He's-
upside down like a time.
How much weed
watch.
is he doing? That's got to be a gram of weed in one thing, dude, in one bowl. And then he's just about to crush. Look, it's already. Let's just watch how long he coughs.
It's shooting.
Listen,
you
listen.
in- it's shooting it into your face.
Oh, it's over. All right, so
All
go
right.
ahead and switch back to
Switch
main.
back.
Just hit M. Very good. Very
Get
good.
rid of that vid.
So very good. So that is what we're talking about. That will crush you. Okay. So if you do that, it'll make you pass out at the end of the night. You don't fall asleep. You pass out. You ever say that? I remember in college, you'd be like, "Yeah, I'm about to pass out. I'm getting tired." That became a habit, and I realized like if you're taking gravity bong hits, you're going to pass out. You're not going to go to sleep. And for some reason, if I do those, I eat. I don't get full. And then it wears off like halfway through my sleep, and I'm just like, ugh, in the middle of the night, I've got, a big bowl of pasta.
Bubble gut.
Yeah, bubble guts. I got the Skater D bubble guts. So I quit those. I don't do those anymore. And I just, for whatever reason, last night, I just kind of decided to, even though I don't do those, just grub out. And I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I just thought to myself as I was puking, man, Belly is probably still awake right now, just about to go to sleep. And I'm thinking to myself, I need to get to bed so I can squeeze in a quick nap before the show. Your average sleep is a 5-hour nap before the show. So I just wanted to point this out. We're going way too long. Yes, I know this is very boring for you guys. I apologize. I just wanted to say I appreciate Belly for what he does on like no sleep.
And
then
Potts too, because Potts also runs on short sleep.
That's
a
very
lot.
true. So both of you guys.
Getting up at 6. I would rather not be on our time and get up at 9:30 than 6 any time.
So what do you guys want to do? Potts, you drive the train. You want to do Redskins cheerleaders? We only have 6 minutes. Or do you want to do the... Actually, why don't you tell us why, Belly, No, I need to get Potts into the show. I feel like he hasn't spoken all show.
I feel
It's
like
fine. I'm sure everyone is not worried.
I am, though. Potts, why did you get kicked off the air at Radford? You were running?
Honestly, that's just like a really long story, but basically they were accusing me of trying to be like Howard Stern.
No, hold on. You were on the air. I mean, tell them what your position was.
So, yeah, I mean, we did Radford Radio, WVRU 89.9, and, I mean, I really put work into it. I would have my friends call in they would call in live from house parties, and the problem is people would be, like, screaming and cussing, and we wouldn't have a delay, so that got me into some trouble. I had my friend come in and do an impression of a Radford police officer, and we called him Officer Hicksman. And in the skit, we had him like sleeping with a bunch of like bestiality, like sleeping with cows, and like it was like the guy was a redneck basically in Radford, which is a small town in Virginia, and it is a total podunk redneck town. And so the police didn't like that, and yeah, we got kicked off. The thing with Radford Radio, and I don't know if this is how it is with other college radio stations, the station goes into the city, like people, the residents that live in the college town can hear the college radio station if they're close enough. So you would have people that are just living their everyday lives, listening to my crazy show, and then calling into the station complaining.
Can you imagine
they
him?
didn't have a whole lot of choice.
Can you imagine Potts running a show? Not that you wouldn't be able to, but
I could, and it sounds fantastic.
I think it would be great. It just belongs on. It belongs on Sirius XM and not Radford FM radio.
It was fun. I mean, I definitely put work into it. We would do lots of skits and bits and stuff, and
that's awesome.
It went highly underappreciated.
So how can we resurrect your Howard Sternness? Can we somehow get a Baba Booey for our show?
Sorry.
Oh, excuse me.
Sorry, that wasn't.
How do we get a Baba Booey for our show? Remember, we had Lucdogg. We had Lucdogg. Does anybody not know what Baba Booey is?
I know what Baba Booey is, yeah.
Because I want something like that for our show. What's going on in the social media lounge? Maybe we can get them involved.
Nothing going on right now.
Oh, wow.
Everyone's saying good morning.
So what's up with the Redskin cheerleaders? Is this like a Me Too situation?
Well, we can tease it. I'll tease it, and then we'll get your guys' reactions when we get back. So basically, the long and short of it is, and I actually reached out to a friend of mine who was a Redskins cheerleader in this era. So back in 2013, this was a report from an article from the New York Times. Back in 2013, what happened was the Redskins cheerleaders were taken on a trip to, like, an out-of-the-country trip to a nice island somewhere.
Do the calendar shoot. They do it
yearly.
Do
a calendar. Yeah, it was a calendar shoot, exactly. However, part of their duties was to pose topless, and they had to, it was a secluded adults-only island. However, the Redskins offices invited, like, people to watch the shoot. So they're posing topless for this shoot while there's, like, 15 spectators or whatever. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'd rather do something embarrassing in front of 6,000 people rather than 15, because you can see every set of eyes of those 15. I would rather, in 100 days of the year, 100 out of 100, I'd rather sing for 8,000 people than 15 people, because it's so awkward seeing everybody just looking at you. I can't imagine stripping and just being told, yeah, do this, while there's these 15 people just sitting there. What?
I was doing a belly rub.
Yeah, just belly rubbing topless in front of 15 people watching you. It'd be awkward as fuck.
Yeah. And
what's the complaint?
Well, so no, even more so. And you know what? I'll just do this. Let's just take a quick break. If you can, give me some tunes, Belly. Let's get out of here, because the real thing that happened was then after the shoot, and also their passports were taken away from them as they were on the trip. They took their passports, their government IDs, and the girls started thinking something was weird. And then what happened was, after the shoot was over, 9 girls who were handpicked by these male sponsors that were on the trip as well for the Redskins were told that they were to go back to the hotel, get dressed, get all cute, get ready to go, and be basically escorts for these 9 male sponsors for the rest of the night. No sex was involved, but one of the girls even said she literally felt like she was being pimped out.
Yeah.
And so this is the discussion that's going on. We'll tackle it all here. Next, it's Lucdogg in the morning.
At litmradio.com.
Restaurant puts a unique twist on fast casual dining by starting with only the freshest ingredients to slow cook delicious melodies of taste and colors that are sure to delight your senses. Whether you're craving the Chipotle pulled pork sliders, honey basil chicken tacos, or the infamous kitchen sink wrap, Marinate has something for everybody with tons of vegetarian options too. It's the perfect choice of catering for your offices or events with fast and friendly service from a brand new store on Melrose and Western. Stop by today, or you can order online at marinateyourlife.com.
Yay for Taco Tuesday! Don't forget, buy one, get one free. All damn day!
Tacos, wraps, sliders, and sides. Slow cooked to perfection at Marinate Restaurant. marinateyourlife.com.
What's up, y'all? It's Maddie Mads here. This show is sponsored by TTR Studios. Whether it's weddings, parties, karaoke, audio, video production, and all your entertainment needs, call TTR Studios, LLC at 703-850-2223 or check them out at ttrevents.com. Start the show, Luch.
You guys are so hot right now.
Lucdogg in the morning.
Welcome back, folks. It's your boy Lucdogg in the morning, hanging out with you on TTR Studios channel right here on YouTube. Thank you to everybody in the YouTube live stream right now. The social media lounge is bigger than it's ever been, and no one's saying anything. Let's go, social media lounge. It's time to pop off. So I would like to ask you in the social media lounge, how do you feel about this Redskins story? Is this much ado about nothing, or is this the end of cheerleading as we know it? How do you feel about cheerleaders in general? Is that something that you're now thinking about and saying, wait a minute. In 2018, is that really something that we should be having? Because I can't believe that we have the Me Too movement, and then women that are expected to be paid literally almost nothing, while men run the field and entertain us, and the girls are supposed to be in scantily clad uniforms dancing like they were on poles. That doesn't seem very 2018 to me. Look, I love looking at women as much as anybody. But am I wrong? That seems a little bit antiquated at this point. Social media lounge, pop off, let me know. Potts, what do you think?
I mean, no one's holding a gun to their head. They don't have to do it if they don't want to. But if it's so barbaric, then why do girls like aspire to become a NFL cheerleader for their whole lives? I mean, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, one, they aspire to do that because they don't realize how much they're getting paid, which is typically what, like $50 a game usually.
Put it this way: for this trip that they were told they needed to basically be escorts,
they didn't get paid.
They didn't get paid at all. They only got their expenses paid. So basically, they got a free trip.
Yeah.
And you know, if a lot of these girls will get a lot of. It's a pathway to shine a light on yourself. You know, they can become the next Instagram model. They get some sort of recognition from this, and that's the reason.
Fairly
that's
new,
the incentive.
That's fairly new.
But I mean, think about it, Belly.
Because
the
cheerleaders
halftime
have been around long before Instagram.
Sure, but the halftime show for the Super Bowl doesn't get paid. It's all because they get the exposure. They don't get paid. Justin Timberlake doesn't get paid. He didn't get paid for that. It's all. Well, do you want to play the biggest show on earth or no? And these,
right, and these girls, it's like a little taste of fame. You just nailed it on the head, Luch. And it's all fun and games until something goes down. And my question is, why is this coming out 5 years after the fact? And not that I'm agreeing with it or condoning it. I just, what's supposed to be done about it? I don't really get it.
Well,
what do they expect to happen at this
Belly,
point?
Go ahead.
Well, I'm thinking it's more along the lines of what cheerleading was originally brought up and brought into the game for. It's what it brings to the game. Why is there any true value that it holds?
Well, if you look at the Packers, for example, the Green Bay Packers are owned by the city.
The Green Bay Packers are a publicly traded team.
Yeah, they're not owned by a person. They're owned by the city or the state. I don't know.
Yeah, like 50% of it's owned by like a current or an owners group, but you can buy shares to the Green Bay Packers to be part owner.
So
as a fan,
and if you look at their uniforms, if you were to pull up a picture of the Green Bay Packers and you were able to see what the Green Bay Packers cheerleaders look like, you'll see they're very traditional. They're like many guys, many girls.
Not just that, they use
full sleeves.
They specifically use college cheerleaders.
Oh, that's true, and they have college cheerleaders. That's right.
Which
that's
they also are the only NFL organization with male cheerleaders on their cheerleading squad.
The Packers are in actually. Oh, there it is. Yeah, actually, but look at Brax go. Go to that fourth one with that girl who's got her arm up. Look at that. If you'll show the people that one, that's perfect. Just show them that. That's good. See what I'm talking about? That's if you're looking on the stream right now, that's the typical uniform for the Green Bay Packers cheerleaders. She's got an undershirt on with full sleeves.
It's also freezing in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
That's fair.
How could they not give them full sleeves?
That's fair. Very
when
good,
is
Brax.
it not cold there?
Look at Brax and Blue go. But now if you go to the Redskins cheerleaders, why don't you type that in and show them what's going on? Let's do that. Because the Redskins cheerleader is very much different. And while he's doing that, let me tell you, there's 2 teams in the NFL that don't have cheerleaders and never did, and that's the Giants and the Browns have never had cheerleaders.
I didn't know that.
That is true. So
the Lions did not until 2016.
Just show them that whole screen. Look at that.
Really?
Just hit desktop. Look at that. All right, so check that out, folks.
Always
this is the difference.
mid-drift. Always.
Bunch of belly button, total cleave. Can you click on one and just show us? Look at that. I mean, they're beautiful. Is that my girl? Oh my God, is that her? I know her. Anyway, I know one of them, and so basically all we're saying is, take us to the social media lounge. Is anything coming through there? Because I have a feeling that in the Me Too movement, that's the only thing. It's like, how are we supposed to have cheerleaders who, rotate corners every quarter so that a new part of the stadium can see new girls? But you can't even hit on somebody at a bar without feeling like it's going to end up in the news. That's not right.
I mean, it is an interesting point, what's socially,
what is acceptable and what are we telling the kids at this point?
what's the socially acceptable form of sexual harassment, I guess, or something is almost like what it seems like. But yeah, it seems to be totally acceptable, to be a cheerleader in the NFL. It's certainly tradition. And, if you take that and put it in a different situation, it can be looked at very differently, which I guess is what's happening with this Redskin thing. But again, I don't really know what they expect. What's supposed to happen here? I don't get it.
Belly, fire in some comments from the social media lounge. I see it. It sounds like they're commenting on what we're saying.
Let's see. It's just commenting on what we were saying. Cheerleading and being pipped out without consent are 2 different things. $50 a game, that's BS. If you're getting paid and it's your choice, it's not harassment. Or the old "we can't pay you, but you'll get exposure" routine.
Right. And I'm not saying, I don't want to be here saying I don't want cheerleaders anymore. I'm just saying, am I the only one who sees that doesn't fit in line with where we are with women in 2018? And I like where we are with women. I like that. But, Potts, do you think strip clubs will be gone soon?
No.
Nah.
I do.
They get paid way more money than cheerleaders.
Yeah. Because you won't have you'll always have girls that want to be strippers and make that money, and you'll always have guys that want to see strippers. So no, it will never end.
You know what you're getting into in the stripping game. In the cheerleading game, you realize all of a sudden you're not making a lot of money, and then they're telling you, "Oh, you have to be here at this time to make this appearance."
Right.
You're not getting paid
but
for
isn't it true that strippers also get put into situations while they know what they're getting into and they make their money? That I'm sure there are stripper situations where the owner of the club is going to say, "Yeah, he needs a lap dance. Make sure he gets a little bit extra." You know that happens.
Yeah.
That's got to happen. Maybe not in main clubs, but I'm sure in Podunk, wherever.
When it starts happening, those clubs are going to get shut down for prostitution is what's going to happen.
Do you think the contingency of women who are trying to be speak up for women's rights could swallow up strippers and strip clubs? I do. So. I honestly do. I think that
nope.
You don't, Potts. Am I crazy?
Yeah.
Why?
It'll just go underground. I mean, there's some things you can't keep away from people. Sex, drugs. I mean, there's things that are always going to be around, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Debauchery will always exist. You make a good point. I guess I'm trying to think, like the internet swallowed up
strip clubs already
radio.
Feel underground as is.
Agreed. But internet swallowed up radio, right? So then what came out of that? Podcast. It just moves to a different medium.
Yeah.
So if the Me Too and the women's rights movement were to swallow up podcasting, stripping, and prostitution, Where would that morph to? Potts is right. Some underground movement.
Prostitution is illegal.
On the internet. Prostitution is illegal somewhere, not everywhere.
Here.
Here in Virginia, not in Vegas.
Prostitution is illegal across the United States.
False.
Yeah, it's
False.
definitely illegal all over the country.
Illegal
Am I wrong?
all over the country.
No, what about Vegas?
Vegas? You think you could just go to Vegas and get a prostitute? Yes, it is illegal still. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It's still full on 100% illegal.
Wow, I went to Vegas. Brax, well, you ever been to Vegas?
Are you alluding to the fact that you got a
times.
I did not get a stripper, but they are a prostitute. But they hand out prostitution cards like they're baseball cards on the street.
Yeah, they do.
They're just like, call her. 3 girls for $30. And it's like, what?
Yeah, they're definitely just on the street corners.
All right, well, prostitution
That's
is illegal,
where the joke
kids.
comes from.
Be careful.
But it's 100% illegal.
I could just easily see cheerleading at least being gobbled up by this. I can't imagine cheerleading being around in 10 years, which is a good segue to movies being around in 30 years. I think they're gone. Movies are gone, folks. That's it. Enjoy your movies now. Enjoy them now.
You keep saying this. I really don't know why.
I have been screaming this from the rooftops. If you think, okay, Potts, what's a series? What's a series that you're into right now? Do you have any? I know you don't have a lot of free time, but are you in any kind of like HBO series or Netflix series?
I mean, I'm rewatching all of Entourage right now.
Nice.
I watch a lot of series, but yeah, for some reason I'm rewatching Entourage. I love it.
Okay, so how many episodes will you watch in a row?
Well, I mean, like you said, I don't have a whole lot of time now, but I can and have in the past. Oh, I mean, easily like up to 10 maybe if I have enough time.
Okay, now let me ask you this. What do you do if you're in a binge mode, and you guys feel free to jump in here, Social Media Lounge, and of course, Brax and Belly. What do you do when you finish a series? You're in binge mode. You're going to watch a couple. Doesn't matter if it's a half an hour or an hour. Do you typically go into the next show right? No, Netflix doesn't even give you a chance. It's 5 seconds and you're in. Can't even turn my controller on in time to stop it. But do you typically just mow through all 10, or do you get up after each one, maybe go get a drink, go to the bathroom, go do something? What do you do?
I typically mow.
You mow through. Brax?
Yeah, I mean, they almost make you.
They kind of do.
You know?
They kind of do. Potts?
Yeah, I just mow right on through.
Maybe I'm different here, because maybe you guys pause. I don't like to pause in the middle of a show. Do you pause in the middle of a show?
No.
No pausing.
Well, no. The other day I left one of the episodes I was watching for Lost in Space halfway through.
So I guess all I'm really driving at is we have the ability to pause now. We have the ability to go do whatever we want. We have the ability to watch whatever we want. And if you look at story arcs, first of all, the point I'm trying to make is it feels good after a little chunk of something to have a break, to feel like you can stop. It's a breath. When every episode is over, it's a breath. So when you go to watch a movie and it's 2 hours without a breath, you feel like you're underwater and you're drowning.
So I think it's dying for a different reason.
Why?
Because I think people need more stretched out, long periods of time, detail, and like seasons. They don't even sequels don't do it for people. Like, people want to see, they don't want just 2 hours of story arc and then it's over. They want to know from episode 1 to episode 300
backstory.
They want to know. They want to see a little twinge of episode 1 and episode 300.
Potts, when you see a movie, do you feel like the movie isn't enough? You need more information from it, or are you good with just a 2 hour chunk and then I'm off with my life?
Well, I mean, if a movie's that good, it usually leaves you wanting more, right? But I rarely see movies that are that interesting to me. I gotta be honest, a lot of times I do find that I'm like ready for the movie to be over, even if it's something I was interested in seeing. So, I mean, yeah, usually I'm like, okay, I'm good, and I get up and leave, and usually don't think twice about it ever again, honestly. So, I mean, I sometimes can't even remember the name of movies that I've seen. So I don't know. I mean, I like the experience of going to a movie theater, but I mean, honestly, I'd much rather just sit and chill and watch it at home and get high and be able to pause it if I want to go to the bathroom and eat. Because even the food at the movie theater, I don't eat any of the garbage they sell there. So it's kind of like, all right, I've got to bring my own food. It's like a whole thing. And then if you have to go to the bathroom in a movie theater, you're missing 10 minutes of the damn movie. So I mean,
and now they serve beer in movie theaters, so you're definitely going to the bathroom
with couches and everything. I guess
I do like that. I mean, I like how they have the recliners and the table service and stuff like that. I mean, there are certainly higher end movie theaters with better food selection and stuff. But I mean, again, I'm not going to go to a damn movie and spend $20 to sit in a fucking recliner when I can literally be at home. That's the other thing, is that it's just too expensive too. For an experience that enjoyable, it's going to be way expensive.
$5.
And I mean, do you really want to spend that much money on a movie theater as you would at a club or a bar? It seems insane.
A friend of mine wrote on Facebook the other day, he wrote, guy and his kid walked into the movie theater with 2 full-size sodas, medium-sized popcorn, full nachos, and 2 boxes of candy. You can't hide money. But he makes a good point. You see somebody walk in like that, it's like, who spends that much on overpriced crap at the movies? This is not where I'm going, though.
Parents
do.
But
not only that,
because their kids are like, I want that,
I
want that, I want that.
Yeah.
Parents do, and they're like, well, if this keeps you shut up during the whole movie, I'm going to get it. I'm going to spend $100. Doesn't matter.
And that's the problem sometimes with when you have too much money or whatever, you're trying to like shut your kid up. Dude, the last thing you should be doing is feeding your kid all that fucking garbage. Sorry. Like, that is horrific parenting. I mean, when I'm in an airport and I see some like a family and the kids eating Happy Meals, like, it infuriates me. I really want to go up and say something.
I had a double quarter pounder of cheese last night because McDonald's is the only place that's open when I get out of work.
From the social media
lounge. Go to Denny's and get an omelet or something.
Denny's? Where's Denny's?
Brax, you can go to Denny's and get an egg white omelet and like even some home fries and stuff.
Brax is killing it on the TV side of things. Take me to the social media lounge because perfect transition. Travis Steck says, I go with 2 to 3 episodes at a time and then a safety check.
What's a safety check?
That's decorating the Christmas trees. That's the one-wheel version of decorating the Christmas tree. Safety break. I wished Harry Potter would have been a series or had extended versions like Lord of the Rings.
8 movies. So instead, but here's why they want it to be series.
Jack says usually I take a break when it asks me, "Are you still watching this show?"
Are you still watching The Office?
The Office, yeah.
I get so. Is it bad that I get annoyed? I'm like, can you stop? If I'm just done watching, I'll press fucking pause. Like, I don't need you like checking on me. And really, and how is it? It makes you feel like, holy shit, have I been sitting here for 3 days?
Oh,
like,
it really does.
The only safety check I'm doing is looking at my phone to make sure I didn't just pass out for 3 days, because I'm like, why is Netflix judging me right now? Like, go fuck yourself,
so
Netflix.
One Wheel brings up that point about wishing Harry Potter's was a series. This is what I was talking about. It's where people want more detail, want more time.
Correct.
And then they leave out so much. Like, even the Game of Thrones shows leave out a ton of stuff that's in the books. It's one of those things where people want more and more details. So instead of watching a 2-hour movie, they're watching a 10-hour movie, 1 episode, 1 hour at a time is what they're doing.
And that's how it's being shot.
For one season.
Like Walking Dead and stuff. It's being shot so. And I mean, Game of Thrones is a huge example. I mean, it's just the production value is so over the top with just a TV show. But in a note to Netflix, instead of like trying to shame me, why don't you say, hey buddy, you've been watching TV for 10 hours. We're gonna Amazon you some snacks just so we know you're okay. Like, give me a prize for watching Netflix for 10 hours. Don't just like make me feel like an asshole.
We'll be back after this. It's Lucdogg in the morning. I love where you guys are going with this. It has nothing to do with what I thought we were gonna do. I was gonna take it a whole different route. I'll tell you what I was talking about. We'll end the movie catch up in 30 seconds when we get back. But then I got to get to the coordinator story because this was really good, and I think Matty Potts has something for us. It's all next. Don't go anywhere. It's Lucdogg in the morning.
.com.
Restaurant puts a unique twist on fast casual dining by starting with only the freshest ingredients to slow cook delicious melodies of taste and colors that are sure to delight your senses. Whether you're craving the Chipotle pulled pork sliders, honey basil chicken tacos, or the infamous kitchen sink wrap, Marinate has something for everybody with tons of vegetarian options too. It's the perfect choice of catering for your offices or events with fast and friendly service from a brand new store on Melrose and Western. Stop by today, or you can order online at marinateyourlife.com.
Yay for Taco Tuesday! Don't forget, buy one, get one free. All damn day.
Tacos, wraps, sliders, and sides. Slow cooked to perfection at Marinate Restaurant. MarinateYourLife.com.
Pay the man, baby.
What's up, y'all? It's Maddie Mads here. This show is sponsored by TTR Studios. Whether it's weddings, parties, karaoke, audio, video production, and all your entertainment needs, call TTR Studios, LLC at 703-850-2223 or check them out at ttrevents.com. Start the show, Luch.
Belly makes a good point. It very well could be the fact that I kind of have ADD and might just not be able to sit still for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
It's real. The struggle is evident. Welcome back, folks. Thanks for hanging out with us, of course, on TTR Studios. Social Media Lounge is strong. I told you they'd pop off. You just got to call for them every now and then. The masseuse, the deep tissue muscle massage going on in the Social Media Lounge right now has really just got everybody all kinds of distracted. So, no big deal. What? You got something from them?
I read something about Belly's ass, so I'm here from Aaron Knowles.
There you go. Very done. Very good. Very good. Thank you, Aaron. Good to see you from Tampa, Florida. We got all kinds of stuff.
Chapped.
207 countries is how far we have reached at this point. We only have 40 left. I am hoping to get the one guy from New Zealand who watches the entire show every single time. I would like to get him on our show next week. That would be fun. But first, I actually wanted to tell you what I thought the reason that movies would be gone, and this is going to be done in 2 minutes because I really do want to get to this coordinator. I just wanted to point out that we got to be careful because in one show, in one movie, every story follows the same structure. And it's annoying once you know that because you can see it happening in front of you. It's like the introduction, the build-up, the mini problem, the resolution, the main problem.
In the morning, the movie.
Right. And so when you do that and you take that form and then you start, instead of doing it in 2 hours and you get people used to that happening in 1 hour, 2 hours now feels really, really long and drawn out. It's like saying to a baseball team, I coached baseball, and if you have 3 hour practice, it drags no matter how fast, right? Brax, am I right? You play baseball. In fact, I coached your friends.
Yep.
And if you have a 3 hour practice, what's it feel like?
Oh, man, those are long sometimes.
It's don't you love it when you get, like, your coach comes and gets you in and out in, like, an hour and a half, you get some BP, get some field work, and you're gone? Why is that so much better?
Because it's, like, more fun that way. You're having fun the whole time if you're there for an hour and a half.
That right there is the difference, I think, between series and movies. I think it's just so much packed into 1 hour or 30 minutes, and you can then take a break afterwards, whereas then you go to watch a movie, and it's like, oh, man, I'm 40 minutes in, and we haven't even gotten to the little mini problem yet. You know,
yeah, I find myself looking at my watch while I'm at a movie theater a lot of times.
Right,
honestly.
and that's where I'm at. That's the whole reason. I had no idea you guys were going to take it the other route where you did last segment. That was great. But that's the only thing I wanted to point out. So just when you see yourself checking at your watch, take a deep breath. Otherwise, if we don't curb our attention spans, movies are gone. We got to be careful.
But I do it just for the same reason that you said, where I'm trying to see how the movie is pacing. I'm like, where are we at in this movie? And then I'm like, yeah, oh my God, we're only 40 minutes in or whatever. Then I'm like, why have we not gotten to the major conflict yet? Like, we're still in like the character building mode. Like, what? So it's funny. I do the same thing.
That's what I wanted to point out. Be careful.
And even then,
be careful.
Even then, sequels and stuff will redo all of that character building all over again.
Right.
So it's like you're relearning about characters you already know.
Oh God, I'm getting into Westworld again. I almost feel like I have to watch that whole first season just to know what the hell's going on.
I would have to watch it. I only watched the first 4 episodes of the first season and got completely bored and confused. Talk about slow.
It's slow, man.
And Walking Dead does this too. Like the build-up episodes are just so boring. Like all the the exposition and just all the backstory.
I want you all to understand this is exactly what movies are cutting out most of the time. That's
why movies aren't as good anymore.
But that's exactly why people realize those boring episodes are the ones that taught you everything you needed to know about the season.
Without that episode, you wouldn't care about anything.
Exactly.
And granted, with those episodes, I know that I'm missing about half of the little clues or the little, like you were saying, snippets, like from first episode to 300 episode, like all those little, I guess, innuendo, I don't know, nuances. I know I'm missing them, especially in something like The Walking Dead, where you have characters that are coming in and out of episodes literally seasons apart, and people are such diehard fans, like they remember things from season 2, and I'm not with that. Usually I'm really, really stoned when I'm watching TV. So like trying to connect the dots from one episode to the next or one season to the next is really difficult for me.
Now Aaron Knowles helped me set this one up too, but Avengers Infinity War just came out. I don't know if you heard.
No spoilers. He will fly down here and beat your ass.
Honestly, I already read all the spoilers. Haven't seen the movie yet. Don't care about spoilers. I just wanted to see who died. It's fine.
People are raving about that movie, though.
2 hours and 40 minutes long. How much money do you think it made in the first week?
Oh, wow. In the first week? Well, what's an average? I remember Spider-Man was like 100
the
million.
The current record, I think, was Star Wars Force Awakens, 247 million
Okay.
first weekend.
That was the record, so I'm guessing Infinity War did better.
It did. $250 million week 1. And that is huge dollars for a 2 hour. And a lot of people you talk to have seen it more than once. So
2 hours and 40 minutes. I haven't seen Titanic. Literally, my main barrier
Never
to see
seen
that is because of how long it is.
Yeah, don't worry. You're not missing anything.
The plank was big enough for both of them.
No, it's actually a good movie. You should check it out. You should see Titanic for once in your life.
I won't. Now it's a vendetta.
Pearl Harbor's a little too long.
Any of those are way too long. So Aaron Knowles, very good point. 2 hours and 40 minutes. There's no way your boy's going to be able to sit through that one.
Yeah, Lucdogg gets that.
I'm like,
he'd be like, oh my God, we need to. Can we go one wheel real quick? Can we pause this? He stands up in the middle of the movie, puts his hand up to the screen and goes, can we pause? Please, please, pause. I don't have to go to the bathroom. I just need to get outside. Can I get outside, please?
Energy restored.
Oh, okay. I'll take that. Very good, very good. Man, you guys are fun today. This is shot out of a cannon. I kind of don't know where to take this. I wanted to talk about the funny thing that happened to me at a wedding, but I don't feel like that fits into this story at all. The coordinator, do we want to hear about that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to get in trouble. All right. I'll do this in a way that hopefully I don't get in trouble. All right. So the quick, hard left turn. We are going to go away from movies. So thank you to everybody who was participating in that. Be careful. Our social media lounge.
Oh, you're not alone. One wheel has never seen Titanic either.
Yes. I will be Jack to her
Crazy.
Kate. Kate? Is it Kate?
Kate Winslet.
What's her name?
Rose. Is
I will
the
be
name.
Jack to her Rose.
Yeah.
Hey. All right.
Hey,
so,
baby.
So I was doing a wedding a little while ago, and I want to preface it by saying I love this venue. I love working at this venue. It's great. I've done it a bunch of times. They like me over there. But I have a feeling Potts is going to really get fired up about this because two different things happen. One has to do with reviews, and one has to do with trusting the DJ. I think we'll start with reviews because I think Potts can definitely speak to this. Right? Because Potts owns Marinade, owns and operates, and they do nothing but 5-star reviews on Yelp. They're amazing out there, and that's why they're getting such great traction. It's awesome. We're proud of him as he's got his new child on the way. Daddy Potts! Now, what happened was, Potts, how would you respond to being told this? I'm talking to the coordinator and her assistant. So it's me, the coordinator. We'll just say her name is Jane, and her assistant is
Meredith.
Meredith. Okay, Jane and Meredith. Jane is the coordinator. Meredith is the assistant. I like these people. They're nice women. But what they said to me really kind of frustrated me. She said to me, Jane, the main coordinator, yeah, you really are a good DJ. I appreciate it because we like having you here. It's you. We like the other guy, too. Who's that other guy? Is it Kevin or Chris? Yeah, we like him, too. But, man, there's like the only two that I'll work with, really. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, you should have seen this one, and she named a company. I'm not going to name the company because I think this was an unfair comment. And she said, you should have seen it. Like, this company came in, and they're just all about working until the time is up and then getting the F out of there. For example, I said, what do you mean? She said, well, for example, like, I'll never work with them again. Like, this is ridiculous. They went out they did a sparkler exit. So when everybody left and went outside to do the sparkler exit, they started packing up their equipment. And people started lingering around. So I came back inside and I said to him, hey, can you make an announcement that we need people to get to their cars and vacate the venue? And his answer was, sorry, I'm already packed up. Like,
I think that's bullshit too. Is it not? Ugh.
Now hold on. You could feel however you want to feel about that. But what was funny to me was as the sparkler exit was about to happen for that night, she came up to me and said, are you ready for the sparkler eggs? And I said, yep, last song coming up. Are you ready? Do you have the sparklers to hand out and everything? And she goes, yes, I do. But can you do me a favor and just get these people the F out of here? I'm ready to get the hell home. They are not lingering around after here. Make sure they get out of here. And I'm like, how are you going to sit here and blast the company and say that you're never going to have them back because they just want to get home afterwards and they're ready to not put in any extra effort, when the one thing you're telling me is nothing extra for these people. Get them the hell out of here. I want to go home. It's been a long night.
Good point.
That's not fair. And I don't think that company should be blamed for if they're hired for 4 hours or 5 hours or 6 hours. That's how we charge. I'm hired hourly.
You're totally right. I just there's something about like packing up while people are still there.
They're not there.
A little weird.
You're right, but they're not there. So they're all in the way this works is they're all in the reception room. And then if I were DJing, I'd say, all right, guys, last song of the night's coming up. After this song, I want you to all go out those doors there. We're going to have sparklers for you. We're going to send the happy couple off the right way. And once that happens, I time that to happen at a certain time. If I'm hired until 10:30, I do the last song at 10:25. Sparkler exit at 10:30, and they're out.
Yeah, you're right.
But now here's what happens. They all leave. I am the only person left in that room, and they take all their stuff with them.
Sometimes.
Most of the time, there's a couple stragglers. You're right. Now, what I think this company did wrong is something I would never do, which is say, I'm sorry, I'm already packed up. Okay, that might be the case.
So what would you do?
I would have been like, oh, you know what? I'm already packed up, but you know what it would take for me to get a wire and 2 cables out and make that happen? I could do it in 30 seconds. Also, I do speak for a living. I could easily just go show that I give a shit and say, you know what? I'm all packed up, but let me help you. Ladies and gentlemen, time to make I need to get you guys out of here. Like, you could easily go show that you care, and I think that's what the company did that rubbed her the wrong way. And that's what I wanted to tell you guys.
I agree.
It's not about whether you're right or wrong. It's about how you handle it. And if you show that you give a shit, even though you're already packed up, just go and show that you care. I think that'll get you out of a lot of bad reviews.
But here's the thing. What you could have done there at the end of the night, and what I've done,
and I didn't do this, so let's not put this on me. This was not my company.
No. What you did, what you suggested you do there, like, oh, and by the way, I speak for a living. I have a big booming voice.
Right.
I can definitely grab people's attention. Here's the thing. That coordinator could have done that same exact thing. She's completely capable of going up and saying, I'm sorry, listen, guys, I'd like us to, we're doing the sparkler exit now. If you don't get out there now, you're going to miss it.
She wanted to be done with the night. She is used to being and here's a perfect example of why. Okay? Potts, you're going to love this. Do you have something you want to say before I move?
Well, I just think a lot of people aren't comfortable being put in that situation, though, as well. They could be like, that's what we paid
you are if you're a coordinator.
She's a coordinator.
She's a coordinator. She likes the sound of her own voice and telling people what to do. That's the only thing that you need. That's not true. I love coordinators. I'm not trying to speak against coordinators. I'm just saying the main trait of a coordinator, liking to hear your own voice, same thing with podcasting. We do the same thing. Hey, I'm guilty too. And loving to tell people what to do. Yeah. You love planning and telling people what to do. You have to. That's your job.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
But here's an example of why that should never happen if you have somebody you trust working for you. She trusts me. She said this. I've done multiple weddings at this place before. Boy's fired up. This is exactly what happened. What makes me good at my job is feeling things out, feeling the pacing of things. I can feel what the people are feeling when they're watching the toast. If it's going too long in my mind, it's going too long in their minds.
So what do you do? Just out of curiosity, how do you cut off a toast?
I don't. That's up to them. I can't. It's not my call. But I know in my mind there are things that I can do to help people out afterwards.
I'd have that Oscar music on the ready all the time.
Say, have you ever played someone off? Have you ever played someone off, Luch?
I've thought about it, but I only have a certain amount of time, so let's just stay with it. It's a good question. What happened was, and this is fantastic. You guys will love this. Okay. I had a chance to show my ability to have a clock for these people and really I could have, if they just listened to me, this would have all been better. They did toast. They did 4 different toasts. Okay. And guys, these toasts went so long. To the point. And it was like first dances and then toasts. Okay. So it was like these people have been sitting for a very long time. They had already had their dinner. So I want you to think about yourself at a wedding. You've had your dinner, you're crushing drinks, you got your alcohol and your water, right? You're crushing drinks, and now we say, all right, everybody get back to your seat because it's time for the toasts. It's time for the toasts, and then we're going to do the first dances with the parents. They've already done the first dance with themselves when they entered the reception, but then they wanted to let everybody eat, then do the toasts as people were finishing eating, and then the father-daughter dance, and the mother-son dance, and then open up the dance floor. Okay. I can do that. Sure. The 4 toasts took half an hour. Half an hour. 30
long
minutes.
time.
Guys, toast should take no longer than 15 minutes. I mean, I see these timelines every weekend. It took half an hour, and these people were. I went over as the last girl went up to give a toast, and she started her toast by saying, "Wow!" And I thought I was going to be the longest speech of the night. And I was like, "Oh God!" I walked over to the coordinator and her assistant, Jane and Meredith. Again, not their real names. And I said to them during this one, and they're rolling their eyes at me like, "Oh my God, this is getting so long." And I said, "Yeah, totally." And I said to them, "Hey, I just got an idea here. I'm just telling you, I know we're supposed to go into first dances, but what do you think about maybe giving them 5 minutes in between these toasts and the first dances just to stand up, move their legs, use the bathroom, get a drink, just to do something? Because I feel like we've had them sitting in the same spot for a long time, and they've been drinking." And she goes, "No, let's just get on with it. Let's just get through it."
That's definitely someone that's trying to get the job over and done with and leave. You're totally right. What a fucking hypocrite.
So I went back to my DJ booth. They're about 10 feet behind me. And I look to the guy who's in the table in front of me, and his knees are like shaking. Like he's like.
That's what I do.
Feet, right?
I do it all. Yeah. I do it while I'm standing.
My dad does it. It's all part of the Carluccio family. So, or the, yeah, exactly. So, I turned around to the coordinator and I just pointed at her. I pointed like discreetly. I pointed at the guy like, "Hey, look at him. He's clearly like fidgeting. You see
that
this?
Guy's gotta pee.
He's gotta pee." And she just like, "Nah, don't even worry about it," and just smiled. And I said, "Okay." So I said, as the toast was over, I put in like a little bit of tunes. Like, I mean, I just did something like this. All right, that was really good, folks. I mean, it wasn't this song. That's not appropriate. But just so you guys know, it's like acoustic guitar. And I'm just like, all right, that was really good, folks. You know, we're going to get into our first. Now it's time. Our toasts are over. And before I could even say, now it's time for the first dance, half the wedding of 200 people got up. And they started going to the bar, the photo booths, getting drinks, going to the bathroom. And I had to say, and now it's time. And now it's time for the first dance. Bride and father, let's get them out to the dance floor. And now,
I bet you the bride and the father both have to pee.
They have to pee. There's 15 people standing in line at the photo booth. There's 30 people in line at the bar. There's only 50 people watching the first dance. There's commotion everywhere. And I just look back at the coordinators like this.
Man, if you had given me 5 minutes.
Like, I tried to tell you. And it's that situation that it's like, can you just damn it, man, just trust me.
Read the room.
And it's like, that's what coordinators.
But you gotta, like, as a wedding, it's probably a bit of an ego thing too. A wedding coordinator, that's her job, is to read the signs and to read the room the way that you were.
Correct, and I'm doing it better.
If she's not doing it and being told by the DJ that, you know, what to do, and I mean,
a lot of people think
I
DJs
say
like
that because
right.
that's probably what wedding coordinators think of DJs, and they don't, you know, and quite frankly, most 99% of the wedding DJs probably are just wedding DJs and not like Luch. So, you know, part of it's probably like, shut the fuck up, you're a hired hand, go do what we say.
It's exactly how she talks.
And a lot of it's probably just like, that's what they're paying me for, cupcake, like, leave me alone. And, you know, a lot of people can't take direction well, even if they know they're going down the wrong road, you know, and so that sucks because it's ego. And it's unfortunate that the wedding couple had to suffer.
From the social media lounge, was the toast stale?
I don't know.
Come on, that's a play on words.
And can I just throw this out there before we go?
I think it's more if the champagne is fizzy, it would have fallen flat.
Very good. Very good. Potts, what did you have?
I just think you should maybe offer a combo package of you being the DJ, wedding DJ, and the wedding planner. I think you could do both, charge more money, and cut out that middleman altogether.
Right. And I have nothing against these coordinators. I like working in this place. I'm trying to talk trash. It's not something that only this coordinator would do. It's most coordinators, and I'm guessing most people at your jobs, managers, people in charge, they get so used to having things their way. If you're a manager, if you're in charge of a group of people today, just do me a favor and listen to them if they have an idea. It might not be the best, but maybe it could actually help your day out. Belly, let's get out of here. We got Potts. He's got to say goodbye to the people. Potts, what do you got?
That's all I got. Have a great weekend, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and you can kindly go fuck yourselves.
Daddy Potts, we'll see you next week. Thank you, sir. And, of course, we got to get Belly Matt LaBelle out of here. What's up, Belly?
Not much. It's Friday. It's going to be nice next week here in Virginia, at least. Rain's going to break up that heat and that pollen, so hopefully it's not affecting you too much. Have a great day, guys.
Braxton, you've done an awesome job, dude. You want to say goodbye to the people here? You deserve it.
Yeah, I'll sign off.
Yeah, man. 48 hours. You going to get some sleep?
Yeah, I'm actually going to change clothes this time.
Awesome.
So.
Well, if you do, go to Fairfax Surf Shop and get yourself a G-Spot brand t-shirt, right?
That's right. I'll just go get a brand new one.
Where can they find G-Spot?
At www.thegspotbrand.com.
Thegspotbrand.com. Check them out and everything that they do. They're helping, everything goes towards cervical cancer. Is that right?
Gynecological
cancer. Okay, there you go. So they're trying to do something good for you guys with a cool, fun name, too. So check them out, G-Spot. Guys, thanks. That's it. I got to get out of here. Belly's got to go to work. We'll see you guys next week for the Voice of One Wheel. For everybody here at TTR Studios, it's Lucdogg in the morning.
At litmradio.com.
See